Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. Last time we were just doing some random side quests for Berlana, and, well, she sent us to this place, which she says is a bunch of assassins, and it's listed as Githyanki base. We've seen some Githyanki here, and it's a bunch of those stupid blade demons. There's something weird in this next room. Huh. That blade golem appears to be attacking them, not us. But it's hostile, so we'll have to put it down. Wow, it's actually surviving a couple hits. I wouldn't call it hard, though. It's a cowardly golem? Imagine that. And Grobnar comments on how magnificent a blade golem is. Well, I was hoping that would be a little more interesting as a fight, but, well, he still ended up being a pushover. Too prepared, I guess. Too prepared. All that for a wand of sleep. Alright, well, I'll meet you back at Berlana's. I swear, if she doesn't give me Black Lake access pretty soon, I'm just gonna, give up and go work for the Thieves Guild or something. Yeah, there's some funny guy here, Nemas, who has nothing to say.
Lieutenant, you have done well. These men are from the Nine, under the service of Captain Naval.
You know our orders were that you give us the location of the assassins, Captain Berlana, and let us deal with them. And now with the death of Lord Hawks, I think the Watch's attention could have been better spent elsewhere.
I believe the Nine and the Cloak Tower are the ones responsible for the Watch in Black Lake. This matter was something my lieutenant could handle on his own, and has. I hope you're not blaming us for Lord Hawk's death. As I recall, the order given to the Watch were to man the gates of Black Lake and solely act as couriers for the Nine and the Cloak Tower mages. We are, as always, ready and able to serve Neverwinter in any capacity requested. If you wish us to take a greater role in the Black Lake investigation, then we would be happy to assist.
I doubt any order I give you would be followed to the letter, Captain, but I appreciate your gesture nonetheless. Good day, Captain. Lieutenant.
As you no doubt heard, Lieutenant, while you were on your mission, there was another death in Black Lake, Lord Hawks.
Just as a comment, the staging from that previous scene was pretty bad. I mean, do they really want to show the side of my massive body? I mean, I'm obviously being a half-orc, I guess I get in the way a little more. And, okay, well, let's see what happened.
Lord Hawks died in the same manner as Lord Gentry. There was no forced entry and no wounds upon the body. He was struck dead, his body found this morning. You have done all I asked at the docks, and now I am giving you official permission to enter the Black Lake District. But do not interfere with the investigation there. I fear I have pushed the Nine as far as they will go in this matter. As for the docks, I suspect they will always give us trouble, but with your help we have made great strides in restoring order to the area, and trade should improve as a result. Lord Nasher will be pleased, and I shall make sure to mention your name to him. Thank you for your efforts, Lieutenant, and fortune be with you on your travels in the Black Lake District.
Finally! Before I go to Black Lake, I'm going to switch up my party a little bit, so I'll meet you in Black Lake. The first time you go to Black Lake, you have to go and talk to this watchman here and tell him you have a pass. They don't actually let you wander around Black Lake at first. You have to just be escorted everywhere. And since we're expected, they, or maybe not. Apparently he thinks I'm a delivery boy.
Ah, well met, well met. Please forgive my rather rude questions at the door. I would never intentionally stand in the way of the city watch. Well, unless there was nowhere else left to stand, really. But that wouldn't happen unless there was a flood. I must confess, normally I'm rather, well, reclusive. Not that I dislike people, mind you. Quite the contrary. But lately, with all the troubles, a murderer on the loose and young nobles sneaking around up to who knows what, I've had to place wards around my home. Ah, yes. Lately I've seen figures sneaking around in the dark, and not that well-meaning sort of sneaking either. It's obvious what they want. Why, my house, of course. As if I would ever sell it. Ridiculous. I'd sooner give up my left eye. But my right annoys me at times, so that would be an easier sell.
Alright, it sounds like Grobnar would get along just fine with this guy.
In any event, back when I first settled in Neverwinter, my humble abode was on the outskirts of Black Lake, bordering acres of untouched wilderness. Now, with Neverwinter being rebuilt, following all that plague nonsense, my property went from the periphery to being right on the main thoroughfare of the rich part of Neverwinter. All the nobility wants to live in Black Lake, but there's no more room, so lately they've been trying various ways to convince me to sell my land.
Alright, that's not exactly why we're here.
Oh, that's right. You came here for a reason, yes? Great dear, what a tale! The moment you arrived, I knew I'd be interested in meeting you. Wish I'd known that when I first greeted you. Would have saved some time. You've certainly come to the right place. A while ago, I found another shard with properties similar to the ones you possess. I've done every possible test on the shard, but learned little. However, I've never had another shard to compare it against. If you'd like some answers, I'll gladly run some tests on your shards. I have just enough quicksilver to do it.
Yeah, the mercury might explain his, interesting behaviors.
Ah, thank you. I'll be right back with this.
Mad as a hatter, as it were.
My tests are complete. With another shard to use as a comparison, well, I learned quite a bit. Quite a lot, actually. It appears these shards contain latent magical energy, either caused by a strong enchantment from when they were whole or from their method of destruction. Furthermore, the shards resonate when they are brought together, increasing their magical energy output accordingly. These shards are pieces of a broken Githyanki silver sword. Are you familiar with the Githyanki?
Yeah, I'll explain that later.
Well, it begins with the Githyanki. You see, those shards are part of one of their silver swords. I believe... So I suppose the one who would know the most would be the old court mage, Amangero. He actually possessed a silver sword, you know, but he is dead now. But he may be survived by his family, and there was always his haven, of course. It was a private retreat of some sort, where he went for solitude. I know it exists, but I don't know where. I suspect that the Neverwinter archives here in Black Lake would have its location. They typically keep noble family records in the secured archives. They don't allow just anyone to access them, though. I petitioned to be allowed to peruse the secured archives, but I was denied because, well, some silly misunderstanding regarding misplaced books that somehow ended up in my possession. Normally, you would have to petition for access, which could take several weeks. However, ask the guards at the archives to speak directly with Archives Administrator Kotnik. He has been known to let me in, quietly on occasion. Very well. Thank you for your visit, and for letting me chat with you. Quite enlightening, really. Oh, and before I forget, you may take my shard. I've no use for it any longer, and who knows, you may gather more. Do be careful, though. I plan to raise my wards again after you have left to keep out those young nobles skulking about. Hope we haven't talked too long. Otherwise, they may have gathered their courage and attempted to sneak in.
Apparently our escort was getting bored out here, and we can ask him to go to the archives. And, you know, there's a variety of ways to get past him. You can use sort of any social skill, diplomacy, bluff, or intimidate, or you can just pay him off. I'm going to use intimidate since I have it. It saved me all of 10 gold. Here we are at the archives. I'm just going to gain Nishka's level quickly, and we'll do the actual archives in their own episode because, well, we don't really have time for it. Again, I'm just giving her the recommended things. Improved 2-weapon fighting means she continues to get grow in sort of number of attacks on her offhand weapon. And, you know, if I had some better weapons for her, maybe she wouldn't be so bad. She gets a lot of attacks, but none of those attacks are for very good damage. Anyway, we'll explore the archives next time. See you then!